Football people, we have a question for you. Why is there so much bad football going
I
on?
still blame it on global warming. It's because a lot of people are hurt for one. It seems like right, bunch of hamstring injuries. Like I just think that extra week of that fourth preseason game and global warming is why it's bad football.
I can't speak on the global warming part, but I definitely do think that the extra preseason game, like I understand why some people like think it's a negative, but it's also a really big positive for a lot of teams because it irons out their offense so they can figure out exactly what they're trying to do, and then it also helps them. It gets another game for coaches to realize who they want to keep on their squad too. Like, there's probably some talent that was missed by only having 3 preseason games.
Yeah, and teams would have more depth. Like the Texans won't need so many damn O linemen.
Yeah, because you got the third or fourth best left tackle in the game down there, so and he's out.
First, maybe second.
Third. I'll go third.
Speaking of injuries, I mean, a team that was probably hit the hardest was the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers had about 3 plays and a flag run before he was out for the year.
That was the most patriotic flag run I've ever seen, though.
It was
top 10 all time.
Season ticket holders, I get why you're upset because you paid a lot of money to watch Aaron Rodgers and you get his little nephew Zach Wilson. But I mean,
but you don't have to give up a pick now.
You got to give up a second-round pick, not a first-round pick.
But
I mean, yeah, that's still huge, right? Like, because if they suck, they get to draft towards the top, and then who knows? Maybe they draft a quarterback to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and start the Green Bay Packers process.
I think they trade for somebody.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially if Justin Jefferson's available.
Ooh.
That team needs another good wide receiver. Not saying that Allen Lazard isn't, but honestly,
no, I'm talking about the Jets, like trading for a quarterback that people are giving up on, just to sit as a backup for now, and then I think Green Bay uses that second round pick to figure out their quarterback situation.
What quarterback situation?
Oh yeah. See, y'all are still new to it. Y'all are still new to quarterback poverty, so you don't realize it, right? You just think it's been a long time since you ate noodles, but like, no, this is your diet.
So you're saying there's a Jordan Love problem in Green Bay?
I see it.
Explain why, please.
Okay, so like, you guys say that he had 31 passing yards in the first half against
He had
Detroit.
50 passing yards and an interception.
Negative. Nick told me 31 at halftime. Like, he literally pulled it up.
He ended up getting 20 after that, but it was, I mean,
before the break, it was 50 and
he got a big pass.
It's not acceptable. It's not.
Okay.
As a starting quarterback, it's just not acceptable.
So do you think it's acceptable for a starting quarterback to struggle against what most people would probably consider a premium pass rush while missing if you want to call him the third best left tackle in the game, we can do that, and your Pro Bowl left guard, and your Pro Bowl right tackle?
Y'all sit there and blame it on the O-line, which it's valid. I'm not saying that's the problem. What I'm saying is then it's your responsibility to cover that shit up. I even said it multiple times to Nick during this game. The dude is standing there like a fucking traffic cone, and he's getting popped.
See, you and me actually agree.
Worst internal clocks on a quarterback I've ever seen.
Negative. Here's what went wrong with the Green Bay Packers game against the Lions. It was bad fucking coaching to start the goddamn game. It was horrible coaching. Because if you know you're going to be missing your third best left tackle in the game and a Pro Bowl left guard, what should you do? Get the fucking ball out quicker. No, set up plays, and here's what happened. At halftime, they made the adjustment because if you want to sit here and say that he was bad for the first half of the game, I'm not going to dispute that. He was 3 for 9 with 50 yards and an interception. And then in the second half, when they adjusted and the offense actually looked like it knew what it was doing, he went 17 for 23 for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then he had a tip pick late in the game. No, you don't get that because you're saying
no, I do get that problem, because y'all
when it's not. It's a coaching problem and it's a bad offensive line
problem. But y'all not considering that Detroit let you do that. Like, Detroit played a more lax defense in the second half, so giving you more passing options because we're not aggressive after your dumbass. But how many
know who Dan Campbell is? Do you know who Dan Campbell is? Really? Because that guy has more passion than the three of us combined. which
I
is
say
fucking
about
crazy.
Passion. I said aggression.
No, but
go
hear
back
me
and count
out. When you have passion like that, you coach with aggression. That's what happens on defense. That's why when they drafted Jack Campbell, you said it's a horrible pick, but Jack Campbell actually contributed.
When I say you're playing with go back and count the design blitz plays in the first half for Detroit's defense opposed to the second.
You maybe Aiden Hutchinson got fucking tired?
No, we're not blitzing.
Oh, you don't. They don't get tired.
We're not sending a nickel off the corner. What I'm saying to you is like y'all act like Jordan Love fixed some shit and he got numbers. No, it's
see what's funny is different. That you said that. I never said Jordan Love fixed shit. I said the coaching changed at halftime. We got the ball out quicker.
Not really.
Yes, it did. He was 3 for 9 for 50 yards and a pick, and then after that he was 17 for 23 with 196 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You're telling me that if he those plays weren't there in the first half?
They weren't because they came out with a game plan thinking they'd be able to block one of the best pass rushers in the fucking NFL.
So him selling balls over Romeo Dobbs' head wide open on the sideline, those plays weren't there. They were there.
I'm not arguing that Jordan Love is a fucking all-star. I'm saying the reason we lost to the Detroit Lions was not fucking Jordan Love's fault. I'm saying he's a young quarterback who is starting for the first year in his career. And if
fucking sat behind Rodgers, then you got to do better.
Really? Because Aaron Rodgers went 5-11 in his first fucking year in his career.
So what's the difference between y'all sitting there with Jordan Love with your argument and the fucking Washington Commanders sitting there with Sam Howell?
Sam Howell never sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and the jury's still out on Sam Howell.
If that means anything, then he should do better. That's my point.
The jury's still out on Sam Howell, and sure, should he do better? Yes. It is.
No, dude, your quarterback sucks. Your quarterback's more Jimmy Garoppolo than Aaron Rodgers, straight up.
Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo's got a fucking ring, doesn't he?
Not because of him.
Oh, see, but it doesn't matter because if I have a game-managing quarterback, which if that's what Jordan Love ends up fucking being, and I have a top 10 defense, I don't fucking care.
Ceiling. That's his ceiling.
What, is a fucking mediocre quarterback?
Yeah.
That is a ridiculous statement to say after 4 games in the NFL.
It's not.
It is. Aaron Rodgers struggled his first 4 games. Tom Brady struggled his first 4 games. Go back and look at Joe Montana his fucking rookie year. I guarantee his first 4 games weren't good.
I don't want to put those names and Jordan Love in the same.
I'll say this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say this. Look, because we are clearly not gonna agree on the Jordan Love stuff.
Not at all, apparently.
We're already in this argument, but we'll move on to a team that I think you can all agree on that the quarterback play is atrocious. The coaching is atrocious.
Can we say it on 3 at the same time?
One.
It's in the same division.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I thought for sure one of us was going to say Denver.
That was a close one.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
That ain't on the quarterback. We'll get to that.
Chicago has been pretty much, I'm going to say underwhelming to be nice. I saw a thing. They haven't won a game since October 22nd of last year. So,
you know who's to blame for the Chicago Bears sucking?
The GM.
No, it's the fucking fans. Because y'all came up with this false expectation that y'all were going to be good this year. Y'all let down not only yourselves, but everybody else in the NBA who was like, damn, maybe the Chicago Bears are going to be good this year. Y'all gave some kind of false hope that it was ever going to happen. I'm sorry, it's just not. Get back to Jay Cutler and we'll talk.
I think that team is in serious need of a new coach.
I think they're in serious need of an overhaul. I think the only thing that should stay is the GM and maybe Justin Fields.
Oh, no. I think that if you put a coach on there with a scheme that fit the player or a real quarterback on that team, it's not bad. Like, they have talent on that team. I think that team's set up to play traditional football, not fucking with a running quarterback.
I mean, we look at, like, teams that fumbled the bag, but this is a team that had the number 1 pick. They traded it. So you basically traded on Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, and Bryce Young for Justin Fields because you were sold on him. You're 0-3. You got him all these weapons. Your team looks terrible.
I don't know about all these weapons. I think the only thing they amassed was DJ Moore. Chase Claypool's kind of a fucking bust.
Yeah, he is a bust.
Yeah.
But still, like you invested a lot of money and draft capital in the O-line, so your run game should be better.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert, Roschon Johnson, and both seem to be doing absolutely nothing.
They got the Dante Foreman too, who's not a bad running back.
And they just keep
On
scratching.
that team, he is.
Yeah, on that team, anybody's
And then
a bad running
that's
back.
why I blame the GM, because you wasted money getting Nate Davis from the Titans to play guard, and then you gave 2 linebackers a shit ton of money, and your defense fucking is garbage after you spent the money. So that's the GM's fault. You drafted bad. You traded your pick.
I genuinely think Chicago just needs a culture change. Like this is a team that, like, I mean, like, and I don't like saying this, but they were pretty fucking dominant during the 80s and 90s. Not the 90s, more so the 80s, but, like, they were a good fucking squad. And they relied on hard-nosed defense, running the ball, and then play action pass. And, like, honestly, get back to your fundamentals. Just rebuild the entirety of the team.
See, as a Packers fan, you should never give them that advice. Like,
I know I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't.
Because they're like Cowboys fans. They're stuck on the past. Stay back there while we're up here doing some shit.
Well, according to you, we're not doing shit anytime soon. So,
no, because even if you didn't agree with me, if I'm saying that y'all just needed another quarterback, then I mean, that's not a bad problem to have.
So, speaking of the quarterback position, is Justin Fields the problem?
No, I think the coach is the problem.
So you think Justin Fields could still be a competent NFL quarterback
with the right coach?
Okay.
I feel that way.
I
mean, that's fine. But
I feel like the coach is like wanting him. I mean, they're all saying it. They're all coming out to the media and saying, like, I'm not playing the way I should be playing. So it's him forcing him to be in a system he doesn't want to play in. And we hear that a lot with players, where it matters where you go. It matters who your coach is. And if you can put your guy up for success, it's going to work. And
it's the same conversation that people had about Lamar Jackson 5 years ago. The only difference is Lamar is a little bit better, so he figured out what to do, while Justin Fields hasn't figured it out yet. He probably won't either, but...
I mean, if he stays in Chicago or there isn't a huge change, I don't think it's going to happen. But
yeah, that's
also stop drafting Ohio State quarterbacks, please, for the love of Christ.
Whoa.
Just putting it out there.
I'll keep it in the NFC, same division. Minnesota Vikings 0-3 also. It seems like all the blame's on Kirk Cousins,
which is
media.
Crazy.
But yeah, it is crazy.
I don't get it.
He's actually balling this year.
They're 0-3, but I haven't heard too much bad shit about it.
I think their running back situation is what is taking up the whole media of it, because, I mean, Alexander Mattison has been a huge flop. You just traded for Cam Akers, which is like having cat poop and dog poop in your running back room. Now, we'll see sometimes competition is needed, and that's good for teams. Maybe that helps them go. But, I mean, you have Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, you have TJ. Like, that offense as a whole I don't see how it's not doing anything. That defense, though,
that defense is atrocious, especially that second.
But it's not good. I'm not gonna lie, but it's annoying.
That front
Brian
seven
Flores helped that team. He helped that team.
Yeah, like 100%.
Considering the amount of talent that their team has, I believe that they're a little bit of an overachiever with the 0-3 record. They've been competitive in every game.
Yeah. Which
Philly, San Diego.
But if you look back at it, I think everybody preseason would have said that they'd have gone 2-1. I think everybody would have been shocked if they'd have gone 0-3.
Well, they weren't. Nobody predicted them to beat the Eagles. I mean,
that's where the one loss comes in.
And then San Diego. I don't think they would have got chosen over there.
I would have picked Minnesota, and I would have picked Minnesota over Tampa Bay too, especially because we thought Baker.
And that shit came all the way down to a last minute thing.
So, I mean, I guess the Vikings are just unlucky, but, like, if you guys aren't bringing back Kirk Cousins after this year, why aren't you trying to trade him? Like,
because you could win the division.
No, you couldn't.
You don't know that.
I do know that. The Detroit Lions aren't giving the division up.
No, don't just give it to them. What a loser-ass mentality.
I'm not giving it to them. Trust me, I'm really
not. Those dudes sucked your whole fucking life. You make them earn it.
Let's say if you go like 0-6, and you're last in your division, like say Chicago miraculously wins a game somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Are
You're
you?
talking about the Vikings?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Vikings. Are you gonna trade him?
Then maybe I would shop him.
Yeah.
If they're anything less than 3-3 at week 6, I'm shopping him and sending him out for the best deal I get. I'll send him back to Washington for Sam Howell and a pick. I'll send him to New York for their first, like, especially if New York's trying to compete and they just want a 1-year quarterback. Like, why?
I would be trying to send that food to Atlanta for Tyler Algier.
Yeah, I bet you would. I don't know if they.
I bet you Atlanta might take that.
No, they already got a competent quarterback on their roster. They don't need one. What? Taylor Heineke is a great quarterback, thank you.
Going to that division.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers are 0-3. They got all the weapons around their young QB.
They suck.
No, I'm saying what they said. They said we got weapons around our young QB. We got that boy Adam Thielen. We got DJ Chark. We got Hayden Hurst. We got Miles and Chuba. Like, we are loading our quarterback up for success.
I think anybody who said that genuine statement was just a very hopeful person. I don't think they actually believed that. Like, honestly, Adam Thielen, like, maybe a wide receiver 3 on a competing team. DJ Chark, probably the same role. Hayden Hurst is a decent tight end. I'm not putting him in my top 10. Chuba Hubbard, backup running back. Miles Sanders has talent, but, like, needs to have a passing game that works in order for him to be effective. So, like, honestly, I think the Carolina Panthers is like, all right, we know we're going to suck this year. Like, we just know that. So let's bring in as many veterans as we possibly can to get him used to playing in the NFL. So that way, in the future, it's not a shell shock as to how it goes. Like, he can see what leadership looks like.
I think Frank Reich's system is bullshit.
I wouldn't be surprised about that either.
I mean, it literally just did not work in Indy. And then you come here, it's the same bullshit. You know what I mean? And you're right. There's just too many vets. There's not enough playmakers on that team.
Honestly, and, like, not to go back to the Green Bay thing, but, like, this team is the opposite of Green Bay, whereas Green Bay is too young on the defensive side, where Carolina's almost too old on
their offense. The offense?
Yeah. Like, I feel like this is just a team that's, like, that's the guy at the gym who, like, wears, like, the shorts and he's got the headband on. You can tell he's, like, 55, but he can still hoop every once in a while. Like, that's who the Carolina Panthers are. Like, they're just looking back at, like,
what they're... half-court game.
Yeah. Half-court might be decent. Full court is last type thing.
And I think, like, with a lot of these teams that we've gone over, especially Carolina, the hype of media surrounding them was pushing them at an all-time high because Bryce Young, #1 quarterback in the draft, all these weapons. He's that guy from Alabama. They're going to utilize these guys. Adam Thielen was that guy it's like, come on, guys. Like, the NFL. The only thing I say is when I saw the article talking about that they cannot do a quarterback sneak with Bryce Young because he's too little.
See, who said that?
Somebody in their media said that. In the Carolina media said that.
That person's an idiot.
I was gonna say, like, I think that people believe that shit, but I don't think anybody would say that.
No, like, I don't even believe that shit because honestly, the QB sneak comes from your O-line and the push behind the quarterback, not the quarterback just.
Nah, but I don't think he means straight up like that kind of QB sneak because that would be stupid. Like, I'm not putting Bryce in that position. I'm talking about you can't roll out, you can't RPO with him.
No, that's what I meant. That's what they said. There's plays that they can't do because in his scheme of things, and Frank Reich's scheme of things is to use that play, and they've tried it in practice and it doesn't work because he's so small.
That's just the offensive line being dog shit.
It literally had a picture of Bryce like this trying to sneak in.
It's literally one of those things where they're just scared to put him out there to get hit. Like, I can't make you the ball handler and get popped because I don't know if you can hold up.
I mean, he's already hurt. Coming back. So durability was the biggest question on him. But we're going to find out.
I think Bryce Young will be just fine.
I think he will too, but it's not easy for him.
Yeah. Last one in the NFC, the New York Giants went and traded for Waller. You gave Barkley his year deal, everything. You gave Danny Dimes his money. You have a plethora of C-average wide receivers. It seems like, and that's me being nice.
Yeah, it is.
You are last in your division. You looked atrocious in week 1. Week 2 wasn't any better. Week 3, I guess. Who's to blame over there?
I'll blame coaching because it seems like they're unprepared and that has to go fall on coaching.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Dayball though. I think this is on the offensive coordinator. How do you not have a scheme that works out for Darren Waller, who I think we could all agree is maybe not near the top echelon of tight ends in the league, but he's definitely an athletic freak when it comes to playing on the football field. Like, you should be able to get something going for him, and that should open up the game for Saquon Barkley, who is one of the most powerful downhill runners in football. Like, at what point do you stop and look at the offensive coordinator and say, what the hell is going on here? Like, why are we not able to move the ball?
It's all of them, effective? Though. Even Dayball. Just think about the Arizona game. It's like, how do you fall that far behind to Arizona?
Because they just wanted to come back and win, you know? He was like...
And then you could come back, like, it's the tale of two stories. It's like, you went from shit bad to as good as you can be in one game. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you start shit bad, that means you weren't prepared.
True. 100%.
And Dayball's the leader. You get part of it, too.
Yeah, I think that does fall on coaching. Ironic that you're putting it on coaching in this one, but not the Green Bay game. Anyways.
I mean, the NFC looks atrocious.
I mean, this just looks like the Eagles are bound to repeat as NFC champs, right?
I wouldn't write off San Fran.
Yeah, I guess San Fran. Honestly, I'm ready to put Detroit up there too. But
I was gonna say, are y'all believers?
I think Detroit. I think Detroit for sure can make noise in the playoffs.
100%. I don't see why they.
But I think if you told me Detroit and San Fran were playing in the NFC title game, I'm going San Fran straight up.
See, I don't know if I am, honestly. Especially, like, I don't know, like, they're both prototypical team. They're typical teams as to what you want for the playoffs, right? You need good defense because defense travels. You need a good run game because a good run game can travel. A passing game can be affected by the environment. And then it comes down to Brock Purdy versus Jared Goff, who Jared Goff might be having the best season of his career right now. And I mean, on the arc with like what he has for weapons, especially if they somehow, please for the love of Christ, find a way to use Jahmyr Gibbs in a meaningful way, then.
But be that as he may, if you were to go position by position, I think San Francisco would win a lot of those positions.
So you're taking who over Amon-Ra?
IU.
I'm sorry, and this is the biggest Ayuk lover No,
but you have to look at it as a whole. You know what I'm saying? San Francisco wide receiver position versus Detroit. I take San Fran.
I think Detroit's deeper.
Ayuk.
Yeah, like CMC deeper. Versus Montgomery and fucking Jahmyr. It's like I'm going San Fran. Like
I said, that's fine. That offensive line though in Detroit is disgusting.
No, that is their advantage over everybody else, aside from Philly, is their
I think the trenches are their advantage over everybody else. I think defensive line and offensive line, that's where they win the game of football, and then they just have playmakers in the secondary.
But the reason I feel like until somebody's secondary to Aiden Hutchinson plays better, like Houston should or whatever, then I will not give him that credit because I can easily just keep chipping at Aiden, double teaming Aiden. And if I could take you out of the game, then I'm not particularly worried about your pass rush.
Okay, fine. Say the same thing about
Bosa. Can't say that about San Fran.
Yes, you could.
No.
You say the same thing about Bosa.
You brought dude over from the Jets, the Hargrave dude. He was a murderer. He was taking people's head off like nothing.
I get it, but Detroit's got a line full of killers too.
My point is Detroit's up there. Philly's up there, San Fran's up there, Dallas stayed down there.
You don't see the Falcons, the Saints, Tampa Bay.
I know. I think the other team that could shake the NFC up if they figure their shit out if not, there is going to be a coaching change, is New Orleans.
I was going to say New Orleans.
Because that team is an underachiever.
That defense is disgusting, and they have so many weapons on the offensive side.
The biggest asshole in the NFC for the rest of the year is going to be the LA Rams, because I think they're just going to be competitive and they're going to piss people off.
Oh, they're pissing every single better off. I'll tell you that right now.
Let's say they're going to randomly beat teams that they shouldn't, and it's going to be hilarious.
Sean McVay kicked the field goal with like 30 seconds left to screw the fucking underbetters on that line. I was pissed.
That was funny. NFC, your team's doing good. Congratulations. If your team's one of the bad teams, I feel sorry for you. Maybe I really don't. That being said, though, you can check us out for all NFL content right here at the SOG Network. We got you covered with all NFL content, fantasy football content, parlays, IDPs, everything. Much love, NFL fans. Good luck in week 4. We are later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.